Hey, this is our influencer kind of training stuff, and I was getting ready to record something about some of our soul care exercises. I was going to do the spoken wheel, but I started thinking about the whole background context of the soul care exercises, and so I want to talk a little bit about soul care exercises, but then I also want to just kind of chat with you about the setup. And if we don't do a great setup, the soul care exercises are a little bit more strenuous and a little bit more difficult to enter in, as well as the whole Replenish experience. So, in the context of maximizing the Replenish experience, we're going to talk about soul care and the setup. And so we're going to go really up to 30,000 feet here real quick. This won't be a long video, but we're going to go 30,000 feet with soul care exercises in mind and set the context for that. Got it? Okay, so I'm drinking an afternoon elixir that I made, and it looks kind of gross, right? It looks kind of like split pea soup and baby poop, and it's very viscous, so I have to stir it. But it's like this green tea superfood stuff. It's like cayenne pepper, what else? Collagen, nutmeg, cinnamon, green tea. It's an acquired taste. I like it. So, if we do what we need to do, we really want to make the Replenish experience as long as possible. Obviously, it's only 4 days and 3 nights, but if we can do the setup where we have a kind of a 2-month runway, then we have a 4-day, 3-night experience, and then we can get 30 days on the backside, and a wrap up, and what did you think, and how can we continue on? Then if we can get 3.5 months out of this, with the anticipation of people coming back the following year, I think it does a lot more for our soul than just kind of showing up for a 4-day thing. I know there's always those opportunities for last minute signups, and when it happens, I kind of feel bad. I mean, it's great because we have somebody there and we get to encourage them, but at the same time, they don't get the full benefit. So think about this. Think if you were with your kids and you go, hey, guess what? Tomorrow we're going to go to the Grand Canyon. Yay! It's all been done. We've planned this out ahead of time, and it's going to be the greatest trip you've ever had. And so, you get up the next morning early, you get out and you ride burros down to the bottom of the Grand Canyon, you eat the best food, you have the most incredible experience ever, and then you come home 4 days later and you're like, man, that was the greatest vacation, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, it was so cool. Well, a month later you're going to be like, hey, remember we went to the Grand Canyon? Everybody be like, yeah, I think so. I remember it. It seemed like it was quick and short, but it was awesome. And then 6 months later, people are like, Grant, what? Did we do that? It seems like so long ago, right? So, and using the same analogy, what you want to do is, with your kids, say, hey, 6 months from now, we're going to go to the Grand Canyon. And so and so, why don't you look up the best restaurants, and you can find out the activities and the tours, and you check out all of those stops along the way, and together we'll do a little research project, and maybe even have family night, and I don't know, I'm just kind of making this up, but you get the point, and that is we need to create expectation, we need to create anticipation, we need to give little assignments to kind of be part of the team, right? And so that's one of the reasons the book is so apropos. It also tips our hand to say, hey, this is kind of the context of what we're going to be talking about, so read the book. So in the video notes here, I will send you a link to our updated Replenish Influencer page that has a chronological timeline and a lot of the things that you'll need to know to become an influencer, like before you became an influencer, and then what you're looking at to really maximize the Replenish experience for your team and the people you're bringing. So that will be in the show links or the video links, and if we've done that right, we've created some anticipation, like, hey, you're coming, I'm so excited, sign up at the CRM here, so go here, you'll get a free email account, or not an email account. You get a free account using your email, and then you'll get some automated links, and it'll send you some places. And a couple months out, I'll send you an email, and you kind of string this whole thing along. Not that you're stringing it along, that sounds negative, but you're creating anticipation, and there's certain benchmarks along the way. So, you'll have a Zoom call, you'll have some meetups, you'll do an email to everybody. There'll be some automated general emails, but then you'll put together this little template that's on the site below, and you'll take that and you'll customize it, and you'll tell everybody, here's what we're doing, here's the book we're reading, and then we're going to do a Zoom call, a month out, and then I'm going to set up a text thread, and then we can all send stupid memes to each other, and right? So this whole anticipation is moving. You'll have all the information in the link at the influencer page. And then when the trip hits, it's like, okay, this is great. So when you do your coffee meetup, it's not like, hey, this is so-and-so, meet so-and-so, and let me tell you about myself. That's already been done, right? It's on the link, it's on the emails. And so it's just, really just truly trip expectations. Like, hey, my name is Robbie Jones. I expect life change. I want to get some rest. I've been wrestling with my board, and I cannot wait to make some new friends. There you go, right? That's all you need, like 2-3 minutes. Caffeinate, you take a little walk, you're good. So then, after you meet in the airport, you do a little coffee meetup, and then you get to that first, the soul care session on the first night, and you could go a couple different ways. And this is why we want to entrust you to know your crowd, know your group, know where you're going. And there's a couple different things you could do for that first soul care experience on night one. You could do an intro into soul care, and that will be the next video that I'll do. More of a, still kind of an intro, but still an exercise. You could talk about the book. I love the book Leading on Empty. We've used other ones over the years. Didn't see it coming. We're using a new one for our trip in Colorado with some East Coast guys in 2 weeks. And there's been some other books, and so if that's what you want to do, but it's, the content is important because it needs to be on, soul care, longevity and ministry, those kind of things. But that's really kind of your call. So you can talk about that on night one. You can talk about intro to soul care. I think you definitely need to, do some kind of an intro into, what we're doing for the next week. The next 4 days. And then you could also talk about calling. That comes up a lot, depending on the coffee expectation trip. Sometimes the wheels come off and people are like, I know we're just supposed to say trick expectations, but I got a big one. If I don't hear from God, I'm going to leave ministry. And it's like, so, that can change the complexity of a trip. So, again, that first soul care opportunity on night one is really kind of up to you as you hear from God and as you know your group and you assess the needs. And if you've done the homework and you've set the context, there'll be a good lead up, and then this will be a natural thing. And so I think that's all I got. Any questions? No questions? No, I'm just kidding. If you have questions, just text me, email me, whatever. But this is good context. Good chat. See ya.